Are your social security statements incorrect? Are they wrong? That's the question we're bringing to you, because I've heard this a lot now when people have shared with me Steve Savant's video and a couple other videos that said the social security statements are wrong, and yikes. And there is some truth to that, for sure. So we already talked about that yesterday when we did the whiteboard about how the social security statements don't include cost of living adjustments. And so the undervalue, the true benefit you're going to get, especially with delayed earnings credits, as opposed to taking it at 62. This one, though, I want to show you. We're going to go into deeper. We're going to go into the actual spreadsheet to number crunch this. I'm telling you, I think it's critically important for you to understand how this works. So we're going to go back to the Wanda Worker statement. They updated June 5th of 2018, where the one I had printed off was from March 7th, 2018, but it's the same numbers, actually. It's interesting. So anyway, so this is a Social Security sample statement that we're looking at with Wanda Worker, who is in Maintown, USA. Gotta love those Maintown Bears, right? All right, so let's see what she's got. So again, we're looking at, and this is what I was sharing with you yesterday, but I want to show you here. You have earned enough credits to qualify for benefits. At your current earnings rate, if you continue working until your full retirement age, your benefit will be $1,851 a month, and that's 67. It's actually 66 and 8 months for Wanda, but we're just rounded up for 67. At 70, it's $2,347. I need my trusty calculator. I don't think I have it here. Hold on, let me go get my trusty calculator. Be right. Financial planner without his trusty calculator is like Santa Claus without a bag of goodies. So you need to have that. All right. So what you see is at 62 she gets $1,314. At 70 she gets $2,347 because of delayed earnings credits, and her PIA is $1,851, which is at her full retirement age. We're just using 67 as years old. All right, so now we go down here and we see the earnings record. So 220 in 1974, we fast forward to 2000, 34,489. Now remember, they said at your current earnings record, 46,770. All right, so they're saying at your current earnings record, if you continue to work. So essentially, and now she is born in 1958. And this is in 2018, so she is 60 years old in 2018 when this was submitted to us, all right? So basically, they're saying if you continue to work for another 2 years, your benefit will be $1,314. If you continue to work for another 8 years, your benefit will be $2,347. And I said, that doesn't sound right to me, because she'll have another 8 years of work, and her benefit will not change at all relative to what it would be if she stopped working at 62. That didn't make sense to me, because remember, this is based on her PIA at 1851. And I said, well, if she continues to work to 70, won't her PIA increase? And that's the question I have. That's what I didn't get that. So Steve Savant, the other guy, whoever did that with him, I forgot his name. Good, I liked it. But whoever did that, they were right that Social Security statements are incorrect and that they don't show your cost of living adjustments. And thus, the longer you wait, the more beneficial it is to delay Social Security, because not only are you getting 8% per year delayed earnings credits, but you're also getting the cost of living adjustments of 2.6. So it just grows larger and larger and larger. It can't be debated. But I was sitting there thinking, this doesn't make sense, because this shows her the same benefit relative to taking early in her PIA if she continued to work till she's 70, making her same amount of money. I said, I don't know, man. That doesn't make sense. So that's what we're going to dive into here. So, all right. Remember, she's born in 1958, and you can see it on the sample statement. It'll say her year of birth right down here, April 5th, 1958. All right, her estimated taxable earnings in 2018 are $46,770. All right, so what we want to do is we want to go to the Social Security statement count, the Social Security website that gives us the indexing factors. Let me move my head out of the way there. And what this does is will tell us what the amount we adjust each year's earnings for inflation, the indexing amount. I cannot stress how critically important this is. I've done many videos on this. I'll continue to do. This is probably the most important thing when it comes to Social Security, after just making sure that your earnings record doesn't have any big gaps in there. I'll show what I'm talking about there. You want to make sure that we don't have 2002. So it's nothing. I made $36,000. No, we need to get that fixed. All right. So after that, after you look at your earnings record, we've got to find out what your indexing factors are. And your indexing factors are for your earliest year of eligibility, which would be the year you turned 62. Now, I put my earliest year of eligibility because I was born in 1970. So if you were born in 1970, and I was born in 1970, we're both going to have the exact same indexing factors. So we scroll down the very bottom, we type in our year of earliest year of eligibility, which I'll just show you here real quick. So you scroll down the very bottom, we type in our year of eligibility, which again, for me in 1970, being born is 2032. We hit submit. And what we'll see here is any amount of income I made in 1971, we're going to times that by 13.03. Any amount of income I made in 1980, we're going to times it by 6.76. In 1994, you see how that works. Now, what happens here, the last 2 years, we no longer use the average wage indexed for your earliest year of eligibility. All right, you're no longer getting indexing factors. That's critically important to understand. You're getting cost of living adjustments, but you'll see is one. So in 2030 and 2031, we're not getting indexing. You're not being adjusted for the average wage index, which is all these numbers, how they get determined. So they're determined by your average wage index up until you hit 60, and then they're determined by the cost of living adjustment. So in this number here, which is what is used to determine our PIA, once you hit 60, there's no more indexing, no more inflation amount, all right? Again, there is cost of living adjustment for your benefit, but not when it comes to determine your PIA. Hope that makes sense. It's critically important to understand. So in this case, we know for a fact that when Wanda works, now her earliest year of eligibility is 2020. And why is that? Because that's when she'll turn 62. She was born in 1958. Take our trusty calculator of 1958, and we add 62 to that. We get 2020 as her year that she turns 62, which would be her earliest year of eligibility. So now we're going to go back. We're going to put 2020 here. And anyone born in 1958, you're going to have the exact same numbers. All right, so now we have 2018 and 2019 are all at 1 because that is when she turns 60, 61, and she has no indexing for any years after she turns 60. Or it doesn't matter, it's none. Now, the money she made in 1974, the $220, we'll times that by 6.449. The money she made in 1984, we'll times by 3.21 and all that. So now let's go to my spreadsheet here because this is where it starts getting fun. And you should look up your earliest year of eligibility. You should keep your own spreadsheet like this too. All right. So what we're doing here is we took all the information from Wanda's earnings record, and we just copied and pasted over here. All right. So we said when she was 16, she made $220. We times that by that indexing factor, and that gives us an indexed amount of 1,419. All right, so we do that each and every year. So the money she made in 1982 is $7,935, which equates to $28,283. All right, so now a couple things. Remember, there's only 35 years of the top income will be included in this. Only 35 years. All right. So basically, what that means is, I got someone pulling up there my door there, maybe next door. So in 2017, we assume she made $47,000. I just gave her a small rate of inflation because in 2016 she made $46,770. In 2017, we're just going to give $47,000. All right, just for simplicity, it doesn't matter, and that will be indexed at 1.029, which means her actual indexing factor will be less than what she had for Social Security benefits the year before. So the year before, she made $46,770, but we index it times 1.06479, blah, blah. That gives us a benefit base of $49,801. If the following year she made $47,000, we times that by 1.029, that gives her a benefit base of $48,375. If the following year she made $48,000, we times that by just 1, and it gives her a benefit base of $48,000. I hope that makes sense. So essentially what's happening here is some of these years up here are 57,000, 57,000, 57,000, 57,000, even though she only made 40, 42,000 and whatnot, all right? So this is going to have a big role in her AIME. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, let's just say she stopped working at 60 years old, and we'll just say she made $47,500, all right? And then we're going to do zeros here, all right? So bear with me, this will be interesting. And I'm going to show you what happens here. Oops, hold on just a second. All right, so here we're going to take out all these guys. All right, so what happens? And when she's 60 years old, she stopped working, and she had $47,500 as her income. Now remember, the system said if she continues that same work record, about basically $47,000 up until 62, up until 67, up until 70, her primary insurance amount would be what, 1851. All right, so I'm going to say she stopped working at 60. I'm saying she's done at 60. She stopped in 2018 and never worked again. So what we do is we take our top 35 years. All right, and so we got 60. And we can do that 60 minus 35 equals 25 to when she's 25 years old. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take sum this and make sure that, yep, there you go. So when she's 25, there we go. So that's going to be E11. All right, so bear with me just a second. I'll make a method to my madness here, my friends. E11 plus all the way up to E46, all right? That's the 35 years, so up to E46. Crack how. All right. So what happens is we have $1,836,265 of total index earnings, $1.8 million. Now what we do is we divide that by 420 because of 35 years. There's 12 months in each year of 35 years, which there's 420 months. Now we got to figure out her PIA. And the interesting thing is here. Now remember, this is when she stops working at 60 years old. All right, she stopped at 60. And this says if she continues to work until she's 62, 67, or 70, her PIA will be 1851. And the interesting thing enough is we'll say, well, let's take a look. So we got 926, that's their bend point. Now this is last year's bend point, so it'll be a little bit off because the bend points do change, but still, this is a Social Security statement you're going to get, and you got to use it in today's numbers. So the bend point is 926. We times that by 0.9 gives us 833. That's the first bend point. All right. So now what we do is we take 4372 minus 926, and that should give us F58 minus G59. Yep, gives us $3,446. We times that by 0.32 because that's the second bend point, and we get 1103. So we add these up together. She actually makes more. She actually makes more if she stopped working than what the Social Security statement says if she works until she's 62, 67, and 70. It's nuts. Look at that. Her PIA is 1936, which is almost a full $100 a month more than what Social Security statement, which is that if she works until she's 62, 67, and 70. It's crazy. All right, so let's start going in here. We're just going to add, we're going to go down here. This is where it gets a little bit dicey because we got to say, we can say, look, 47, we can say 48,000, and we're going to do this. We're going to say she keeps working until she's 70, all right? And let's see what her PIA is going to be there. What we have, 19 something. All right, so now so we have 58, 57, 56, 55, 54 because it's times by 1. All right, so now we got to go to 70, and it'll be up to 35. So we just got to see what does it look when she's 35 years old. 50,000. We want to make sure we're getting all the top numbers. Yeah, we're pretty close. We might be off by a couple bucks there, but I'm pretty comfortable with using that number. All right, so 35 until 49. Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with this. All right, so that's E21 to D56. All right, so we got her PIA is 1936, E21 to E56. And that changes her PIA to $2,021. So if she works, this is what crazy. 1950, what did we say? I forgot what we said before, 1936 or something like that. And now it's 2021. So they are wrong by a little bit. To our benefit, though, I will tell you. And that's if she makes 47,000, 48,000, 49,000. And actually, they did say if she has the same earnings record. So let's get rid of that. Let's just say she makes 47,000. Because they are saying if she keeps that same earnings record. So we're just going to say 47,000. All right, we'll just use that. Hopefully that'll come in there. Yeah, sweet. 1970. Look at that. So 1970. So if she keeps working with that same earnings record until she's 70, they're off by a little bit. And I'm not expecting them to be spot on because the bend points change and all that. But 1970, which is about $120 more than what the Social Security statement is saying. And that's if she works till she's 70. But, I mean, hell, that's $120 for, 10 more years of work? Screw that. All right, so now let's say she stops working at 62. We'll just cancel these guys out, and we'll just do this. All right, so now she's going to stop working at 62, which means we're going to go to E. That's going to be E48, and we E48. That's going to be she's 62 minus 35 until she's 27. All right, so that's E. Was that E48? There. And up until she's 27 years old, which would be, what number is that? Oops, 27. That's E13. Okay, cool. To E13. All right, let's see what it looks like there. All right, so here PIA is 1956, which again is about $100 more than what this is saying. But again, so Social Security is underwhelming in terms of your benefit. It's saying your PIA is going to be less than what it actually will be. On top of that, it's not even adjusted with cost of living. That's good. So, no, I mean, that's $100, man. No other way around that. Our man Steve Savant and the other guy, they're right on. But it's not much. All right, so that's if she still works till she's 62. Well, if she stays working till she's 67, and here we got E53, and she's 67 minus 35, and that'll be till she's 32. So we got E53 here, and until she's 32 years old, which would be what year? 32, E18. All right, so let's see what we got to E18. Did I get that right? Yeah, okay, sweet. Yeah, 1974. I mean, and I've done so many videos on the same exact thing. The idea of staying up, because you're not getting indexing here. Now, if you're making big bucks, it might be different. But I mean, the Social Security statement is saying if you stay working at your current income, which is $47,000 roughly, your PIA, your benefit will be $1,851 at your full retirement age. It'll be $1,314 at 62. And it's going to be $2,347 at 70. And none of those are correct. The PIA is significantly higher. I mean, we're talking, $120 a month higher if she works until she's 67, yeah. $120 more if she works until she's 70, which doesn't make sense to me. And then I forgot what it was if she works until she's 62, but not much. So the question is, so here's what always comes down to, why even bother? I mean, if we just make this zero, all right, just zero these guys out, it's 1974, and if she doesn't work again, her PIA is, well, we got to go back to 59. That's E45, and that's going to be until she's 25 years old, if I'm not mistaken. 59 to 60. We want one more year. 47,000. We want one more year. Here we go. So that's going to be E46 minus up to 25. So we've got E46. Bear with me just a second. 46, and that was going to be till when she's 25 years old. Top 35, which is E11. All right. So if she quits now, E11, it never works again. Her PIA is 1935. If she works in, I mean, you saw that, man. If she works until she's 67, her PIA is 1970. I mean, that's $40 a month for another freaking 10 years of work, or 8 years of work, or 7 years, however you want to do it. It just doesn't make any sense. And again, it's going to, the bend points. So it's not going to be exactly to the dollar, but essentially these guys are pretty doggone close to being right. They're short by about $100 when all said and done. But $100 on 10 more years of labor, nah, I wouldn't do it at all. I'm just curious. Let's just say she suddenly jumps up to $100,000 a year. All right, you ready? Let's just see what this looks like. I've done this before, but I'm still always curious. So now we got E56 until E35. E56 to, yeah, there you go, to E21. There you go, right? Yeah, 56 to E21, that'll be 35. All right, so let's see what it looks like if she makes 100. I mean, then her PIA jumps up significantly. So if her PIA, actually, that'd be a little bit less, right? Yeah, it's not quite there because it's fit. Well, we got to do that. I don't want to. Actually, well, let me go ahead and do it. So we got, let's get rid of this right here. what we got to do is the 5583 minus 926. Oops, I got to do equals 5583 minus that right there. And that's 467. And so what we do here is you do this equals that minus 5583 times 0.15. All right, and we're going to do down here, and we're going to sum these guys up. And say exactly, blink. So here, her PIA, if she works and she doubles her income for the next 10 years, she'll have a 2598 PIA, which is it's about $500. Yeah, about $500 more than what it is now. So if she works for another 10 years and doubles her income, she'll have made $500 a month more for her PIA, which is, hey, whatever. I mean, you got to factor that in. Is that worth? That's $6,000 a year more for Social Security benefit for working for 10 more years in a job that either you love, hate, can't spot, whatever it is. I don't know. But you're sitting there thinking, well, look at all that money I'm making. Yeah, but all of that labor is only giving you an extra $6,000 a year. That's it. So basically you're working $6,000 a year for 2,080 hours. And you simply take your $6,000 divided by 2,080 because that's a 40-hour work week. All the extra labor is only giving you about $2.88 improvement in your Social Security benefit an hour. So you're basically that extra labor. Now, look, I get it. There's money to be made, money to add to your 401k little thing. All the extra labor, though, only from a Social Security perspective, only gave you an additional $2.88 an hour. Your cost when it comes to improving your Social Security benefit amounts to $2.88 an hour. I don't think it's worth it, but I'll leave that to you. Anyway, so there's it is Social Security statement is wrong. It's just not that wrong. I mean, it's the no cost living adjustment plus under showing, I think, to some degree what your PIA would be in the future. I think it makes you look like if you don't keep working until you're 62, 67, and 70, you're going to have little to no, this won't be reflective at all of your actual benefit. It's just simply not true. We literally just ran the numbers. All right. Hope this helps. Love to hear your comments on that. So answer this. Have you actually gone and ran these numbers? It's not hard to do, man. I mean, I showed you the website here for getting your index. There you go. This is the website for getting your automatic increases, and I'll put that as a link to show notes. You got to take your so you take this, your earliest year eligibility when you turn 62. You take your earnings record, put them in a spreadsheet like this. I mean, literally, it's just print it off and just type them in. It takes all 5 minutes. And then you got this right here, and you can start slowly figuring out what your benefits will be if you keep working. I hope you do that. So let me know if you've done that and if you're surprised by what you find. All right, we'll see you next time.